Welcome to Bandar, Malaysia, where today we're saying hello not only to a new car, but a new brand. Say hello to BYD under Sime Darby Motors. This is the Atto 3 and this is Malaysian Motoring. Now the BYD Atto 3 is a B+ segment crossover with a wheelbase and a length that is only a little bit more than a Honda HR-V, but certainly less than what you get from a Honda CR-V. But because this is a pure EV, it's got a flat floor, a flat interior, and it is a lot more practical than what you'd expect from an internal combustion vehicle. In terms of design, you have this very sharp front end with this blade-like portion here which houses the BYD logo, flanked by a couple of full LED headlights which are even adaptive on certain models. Down the side, this being the extended model, you get 18-inch dual-tone alloy wheels in a design that is meant to not only be flashy but also aerodynamic. You have a very typical crossover-like roofline with a set of non-functional roof rails up here, and you get a charge port down on this side where you can charge the car at up to, this car appears to be locked, where you can charge up to 80 kilowatts on this extended model or 70 kilowatts on the standard model. Now, as you move down the side, it might not seem that remarkable to you, but I do quite like this contrasting silver panel here to break up the monotony of the design. And at the back, you have a full-width LED taillight with scrolling indicators and a LED light bar. The one aspect of this car that I don't particularly like is the fact that back here, it actually says "Build your dreams in full" instead of the pert little BYD logo that you get in the front. Now, behind this tailgate, oh, it's not locked. It's got a mind of its own. Now, behind this powered tailgate, which will open at some point, you will find over 400 liters of space. Now, this is actually a false floor, which you can raise in order to reduce the amount of lip. But what is very clear is that this car is relatively practical. You can also fold the rear seat 60-40, but you have to reach in to do that. And when you do step inside, as I will open the door and talk to you about, you will see that there is actually quite a bit of room in there with a flat floor allowing for 3 abreast seating without issue. In terms of interior build quality, the materials remain very plush front and rear, which means that customers certainly will not feel shortchanged, even though this is not a mainstream main brand car, although the BYD Atto 3 has proven to be very successful in its home market of China. Now, it's time to look at the interior, and so we're going to change this setting to this one, where, as you can see, the rather plain Jane exterior is matched with a very exuberant interior. These may be faux leather upholstery on the seats and the dash and the doors, but the faux leather itself is of a very high quality, and there's lots of different textures and colors to excite. And this interior seems very whimsical, if you ask me. And as far as I'm concerned, it certainly does not feel like a $150,000 to $180,000 or $170,000 vehicle. Now, there is actually the world's smallest digital display in front of me, but it gives me all of the most pertinent information like my speed, charging, recharging, and range. And then there's this center screen, which comes with Spotify. It's an Android-based system, and so there may be a Play Store in here that I cannot find. But more importantly, this will support wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto in a coming update. But in the meantime, you can actually get your navigation built into here, and as a party piece, you can press this button and it goes portrait style. This is a BYD signature of sorts, so you can have this orientated in how you'd prefer. I certainly prefer the portrait style thing because I think it looks a little bit interesting. You also had a wireless charger here on this extended model, and you have the world's strangest looking air vents, where you adjust the up and down from here, and then the vents at the... It's interesting. I think it's one of those things that you'll get used to and then you'll eventually start liking, I guess. But overall, the interior of this car, the most important part is material quality is excellent, and fit and finish on this particular car seems to be quite nice. And then in the back, you get more of those fancy air vents in the middle, plus a couple of USB chargers, USB-A and USB-C. And you have these weird door handles here, which I think are rather interesting. The door pockets are actually done up with a hole with these little cables, which I think is interesting. But as far as I'm concerned, no one's going to be looking at this like a cheap car, and no one is certainly going to realize that this only costs less than 170,000 ringgit, which I know still sounds like a lot of money, but I assure you, value is the name of the game with BYD. All right, we're here with Mr. Gan, Managing Director of Sime Darby Motors, to talk a little bit about BYD. Mr. Gan, thank you very much. So for starters, why BYD?
Well, first of all, Sime Darby are always out there looking for opportunity, and we are very selective of the brand that we carry. Yeah, and BYD came across as one of the most recognized brand for the EV market at the moment. Yeah, and hence Sime Darby, with our ambition in driving the EV in the industry, also supporting the government's initiative for low carbon mobility, we definitely feel that BYD is the right partner to be with.
While we understand the vehicles themselves have been relatively affordably priced for EVs, can we talk a little bit about the service and sales network for BYD?
Yeah, so in mid-December alone, we will be starting our new touch point in Track Kuala Lumpur. Yeah? And by the first half of the year, we will be having another 3 more touch points by Sime Darby from Johor, Penang and Klang Valley. By 2023, we are looking at 20 outlets altogether. Moving to 2024, we are looking at doubling that figure up. Yeah? And most of the touch points will be a 3S center, meaning we will be putting the ownership experience as priority to our customers.
So BYD customers will be treated to the same Sime Darby experience that they may already be used to with your other brands.
Definitely.
And lastly, we'd like to talk a little bit about reliability. Now, Sime Darby is offering quite a comprehensive warranty package for these cars, both for the vehicle as well as the EV powertrain. Is that a signal of Sime Darby's confidence in these vehicles?
Definitely. Later, when you have the opportunity of test driving the car, please observe the quality and technology that BYD has put into their products. Yeah? And it is not only a new product. BYD has been in the market for many years, and they have done a lot of research and to ensure that the quality are all the best that we can offer to the customer.
That's fantastic. And very lastly, I have to ask the question that everyone's been asking us. When can we expect first deliveries?
Okay, we have a first batch that has arrived. Yeah, we are looking at the delivery to be by end of this month.
Wow.
Yeah? And moving forward, there will be a consistent supply from first quarter onwards next year.
All right, that's fantastic. Thank you very much, Mr. Gan.
Sure, thank you.
Now, Sime Darby Motors has committed R500 million investment into BYD, and they are committed to opening up to 20 showrooms by the end of 2023, with 40 showrooms to come by 2024, which means you can be certain of brand loyalty here. Now, the BYD Atto 3 is available in 2 variants, standard and extended. Now, the standard model will come in at under 150,000 ringgit, and the extended will come in at under 168,000 ringgit, making these very attractive propositions indeed. These include a 6-year 150,000 kilometer warranty for the vehicle itself, plus an 8-year 160,000 kilometer warranty for the battery and EV componentry, meaning you will not have to worry about these cars. Plus, with that service network I mentioned earlier, you can buy a BYD with confidence. In addition to this, BYD has confirmed that they will be offering more models in the very near future. So please stay tuned to our channel to learn a little bit more about that. And if you'd like to know what the BYD Atto 3 is like to drive, be sure to check out our next video. In any case, my name is AIMAN, ABDULLAH. This is Malaysian Motoring, and thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.